Yes, this is our final edition of Molson That's Hockey for 2008, so we figured this would be a great time to take a look back at some of the top stories of the last calendar year. And if you're talking about the best individual performance over the last 12 months, there's little doubt who earned that title. He was the greatest player in 2008.
Alexander Ovechkin rides again!
Alex Ovechkin and the Washington Capitals were 14th in the East midway through the season, a position no team had recovered from to make the playoffs. But not only did Ovechkin lead the Caps to the playoffs, they won their division.
Hockey has its Cinderella, Southeast Division champions.
Ovechkin won the scoring race by 6 points and took home 4 major pieces of hardware at the NHL Awards.
Alex Ovechkin is the king of the National Hockey League.
08 was dominated by one man. Players have certainly played their way out of the NHL, but this season, Sean Avery became the first to talk himself out of the game.
I'm just going to say one thing quick.
It was the disparaging comment that followed that got Avery suspended by the league and kicked off the Dallas Stars.
To me, that crosses the line, and obviously the league and our ownership thought that too.
Many say it was simply the straw that broke the camel's back. Well, here are some of those straws from 2008.
Call it tactics, call it antics. I've never seen anything like this.
Everyone talks about how unclassy I am, and Fatso there just forgot to shake my hand, I guess. You know, the NHL does a terrible job of marketing. Nobody cares about Jerome again.
What next from a guy who interns at Vogue, dates movie stars, and literally rewrote the NHL rulebook?
Show continues.
Find out in 2009.
Enjoy the game.
Only Brian Burke could challenge Sean Avery as the most quoted hockey figure of 2008.
I stand by every single word I said about him and the Edmonton Oilers.
For the better part of a year, Burke was rumored to be leaving the Ducks to join Leaf Nation.
So, do you want the job in Toronto as general manager?
No.
Speculation became fact in November as Burke became the 13th general manager in Leafs history.
With that, I am very pleased to welcome Brian Burke as the president and general manager of the Toronto Maple Leafs.
With Wilson and Burke at the helm, 2009 is sure to be full of memorable quotes.
Everybody knows the history that we've seen of these head injuries.
Another year, another litany of players knocked out of the lineup by suspect hits.
Boarding, major, and a game misconduct.
Still considered a legal hit by NHL rules, headshots remain one of the most debated topics surrounding the National Hockey League.
It's a clean hit. It's just a very, very unfortunate situation.
While hits from behind continue to raise questions of whether players respect each other or not.
Did we just see an attempt to injure?
As the magnitude of hits and severity of injuries increase, look for these hotly debated topics to heat up in 2009.
I never believed in rent the player to start with. My opinion always been that you want to be there from training camp at the start of a season.
Matt Sundin created a buzz when he refused to waive his no-trade clause last season, opting instead for free agency. Sundin left Toronto, and the Leafs got nothing but memories in return.
I'm not even sure if I'm going to play hockey next season.
For nearly 6 months, no news was the big news. Sundin spent the summer and much of the fall contemplating retirement. When he decided he would play again, the question became where and when.
A lot of rumors, and that's what they are, folks.
The choices were whittled down to 2, and in the end, he decided on Vancouver.
I definitely feel that the Vancouver Canucks have a good enough team to be competitive in the playoffs.
And that brings us to our poll question. We want to know what you think was the biggest hockey story of 2008. Ovechkin, Burke, headshots, Avery, Sundin. Go to tsn.ca/thatshockey to cast your vote. You've got a week. We'll have the results for you on next.